Santa Claus, the plump jolly fellow who defies physics by delivering presents to millions of children in one night, powered by cookies, milk, and 8 magical reindeer, 9, if you count Rudolph. But Santa is more than just a Christmas mascot, he's a cultural juggernaut with a history as bizarre as it is fascinating. And here's the kicker, Santa is real. No, really. Suspend your disbelief, grab a cup of hot cocoa, and let's uncover the strange history of the man in red. When we think of Santa Claus today, an image instantly forms in our minds, a jolly man in a red suit with white trim, a thick beard, twinkling eyes, and a sack full of toys. He lives at the North Pole, works with industrious elves, and flies through the night sky on a reindeer-drawn sleigh. This modern Santa is a mashup of historical figures, folklore, and corporate branding. But let's dig deeper. How did a 4th century saint, a terrifying demon, a soda ad, and a Massachusetts shopkeeper join forces to create the Santa we know today? The OG Santa was Saint Nicholas. Santa's roots trace back to Saint Nicholas of Myra, a 4th century Greek bishop known for his generosity. He was a one-man social welfare system, helping the poor, protecting children, and even saving young women from a life of ill repute by secretly gifting them bags of gold. Legend says he tossed the gold into their home, where it landed in stockings drying by the fire, a precursor to the modern stocking tradition. Saint Nicholas became a revered figure in Europe, celebrated on December 6th. Over time, his story blended with local folklore, and he became associated with gift-giving during the winter holidays. But the Saint Nick of old had no reindeer, no elves, and certainly no chimneys yet. Let's take a detour into the darker side of Santa's history. In Central European folklore, Saint Nicholas didn't work alone, he had a sinister companion, Krampus. This horned, goat-like figure punished naughty children. Krampus was the yin to Santa's yang, ensuring kids had plenty of incentive to behave. While Krampus doesn't show up in modern American depictions of Santa, he's making a comeback in pop culture, often as a symbol of the darker side of Christmas. Think of him as Santa's evil cousin who still comes to the family reunion. The Santa we recognize today began to take shape in 1823, thanks to Clement Clarke Moore's poem A Visit from St. Nicholas, also called 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. This poem gave Santa many of his iconic traits: his sleigh, 8 reindeer, a round belly, and a penchant for sneaking down chimneys. Moore described him as chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, which might explain why Santa occasionally gets mistaken for a magical creature rather than a human. This was the turning point. Santa wasn't just a mysterious gift giver, he was a cheerful, magical figure full of personality. In 1890, a Massachusetts shopkeeper named James Edgar became the first department store Santa. Dressed as Saint Nick, Edgar walked around his store, delighting children and drawing crowds. His idea caught on, and soon, mall Santas became a holiday staple. Today, mall Santas are so iconic they have their own training programs. Schools like the Charles W. Howard Santa Claus School teach Santas how to ho-ho-ho, handle crying toddlers, and embody the Christmas spirit. Some even go extreme, parachuting into malls or ziplining across parking lots. Santa, you daredevil! In the 1930s, Coca-Cola launched a series of holiday ads featuring Santa Claus, and this is where his iconic look really solidified. Artist Haddon Sundblom painted Santa as we know him, a plump, rosy-cheeked man in a red suit trimmed with white fur, holding a bottle of Coke. These ads transformed Santa from a quaint folkloric figure into a full-blown pop culture icon. While Coke didn't invent Santa, their campaigns undeniably helped define him for modern audiences. Let's face it, nothing screams Christmas like Santa enjoying an ice-cold soda. Santa's fame extends. He's a star of movies, the Santa Claus, Elf, TV shows, The Simpsons, South Park, and countless books and cartoons. Whether he's portrayed as a magical hero, a quirky underdog, or even a villain, looking at you, Futurama, Santa remains a pop culture chameleon. And let's not forget his meme status. From conspiracy theories about Santa's time-bending abilities to debates about whether he should pay the elves, the internet loves to keep Santa relevant. The real Santa? Absolutely. Here's where the magic happens: Santa Claus is real. Not as a single person flying a sleigh, but as a symbol of generosity, joy, and imagination. I am now editing this video and I completely disavow this part of my presentation. I regret that I ever spoke these words. Let's move ahead to the conclusion.
Santa exists in the stories we tell, the traditions we keep, and the magic we create for the next generation. He's not just a myth, he's an idea that transcends time and culture.
From a saintly bishop in ancient Turkey to a jolly figure in Coca-Cola ads, from the sinister Krampus to James Edgar's Mall Santas, Santa's history is as strange as it is heartwarming. So, the next time you see a mall Santa or hear the faint sound of sleigh bells, remember, Santa's story is still unfolding. And who knows? Maybe he's closer than you think. He might getcha. No, that's just a joke. Well, that's the video. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to all the viewers, or something. Goodbye.